Hi everybody, I'm Philip Duncan. Thanks for joining us for our special update this week. A short week, of course, and with ANZAC Day on Tuesday, a lot of people might be enjoying a 4-day weekend. So we've covered everything possible, hopefully. So here we go. Big system off to the northeast. Now, we were talking about this last week. It's driving in some very big seas around the northeastern side of the country, and therefore some dangerous rips, tides and waves at some of our most popular beaches, even if the weather at the beach might be beautiful, sunny and fairly mild. So this system is not likely to get any closer than this. And notice the middle part of it, perfect circle to it. But if you just move slightly away to the southeast, it's got a bit of a funny shape to it happening there, and that is a typical transition as these lows come out of the tropics. They start to lose that perfect circular shape they tend to have further north, and as they drop down towards New Zealand, it starts to stretch out, change shape, and this system is going to track off to the southeast. We've got a big high out here in the Tasman Sea. So this is Monday PM, later on today as we head in towards ANZAC, and you can see this deep low into the 990 hectopascal range. Might even drop to the 980s for a time. We think it'll peak sometime around Monday and Tuesday, just as it's tracking along like this. You can see with the isobars added to it, the middle part of it's getting a bit of an egg shape to it as it stretches like this. So yes, a fair bit of wind and rain just offshore, but for most people on land, not too bad. Maybe a couple of showers hanging around just those eastern areas. Now the swells are pretty big at the moment. We wanted to touch on this with so many people perhaps, as I said earlier, enjoying an extra long weekend. So the big waves are really from Cape Reinga all the way to about East Cape, maybe even further around to Mahia Peninsula. They'll be somewhere around 2 to 4 metres, which is pretty big considering the doors inside your house are 2 metres and your head starts at the floor level. So these are big waves coming through. Now out at sea where this red is, you're talking about really big swells over 5-6 metres possibly. So the low is quite big. It's tracking along like that. So the worst of the nor'east swells will be coming into those northeastern regions. Now we move through to ANZAC Day itself, the centre of the low, further out to the northeast now. It sort of was up to the north before. It is tracking away from New Zealand, but very close. So all the wind, all the isobars there are pretty much just clipping East Cape, where there might be a couple of showers as well. But the southeasterly wind flow usually means that those on the other side have a beautiful sunny day. So ANZAC Day, this is taken in the morning, very early, around the time that people will be heading off to dawn ceremonies. It's looking pretty good. Dry over the South Island, mainly dry in all of the North Island main centres. There are a couple of shower risks just on this eastern side, but it does look mostly dry. Now we move through to Wednesday. We go a bit bigger picture now. The Tasman Sea high has moved over here. That's the low that's just currently tracking by New Zealand. So the next focus is back out into the Tasman, and as you can see, it looks very much like autumn. We've got nor'westers, a cold front, a low, and then it gets cold. Southwesterlies behind it. So a typical kind of change back to autumn weather, considering our last few systems have all been coming out of the tropics. So it's sort of nice to see things looking a little more normal. Yeah, and then we get to Thursday and a normal autumn low is coming in from the Tasman. It's quite a big one and it's got a fair bit of energy wrapped around it with the warm nor'westers in front. So it could be a warm sunny day for many places on Thursday, but then you can see coming in behind it, it gets colder, windier and wetter for many places. So the coming weekend may not be as flash as the one we've just had. Enjoy your ANZAC Day and obviously whatever commemorations you're heading to, hopefully the weather is looking good. And we'll update you again on Wednesday with the very latest for the weekend.